What's up? Welcome to our What You Don't See YouTube channel. In this video, you'll get a quick rundown of our favorite activities in Bangkok, Thailand. We'll cover sightseeing and shopping highlights, along with transportation and lodging insights to help you plan a really special visit to Bangkok. We pack a lot into each day on vacation, but if you want to chill out a bit more, our itinerary could easily be spread out over 3 to 4 days instead of 2 days. On the morning of your first day in Bangkok, we highly suggest you spend a few hours exploring the iconic Lumphini Park and nearby Benjakitti Park. Although the park itself is really pretty, the main reason we went to Lumphini Park was to see monitor lizards. These carnivorous lizards can grow as long as 12 feet. They seemed very chill and unbothered by the many humans passing through the park. That said, we still wouldn't suggest getting as close as this guy. The park is pretty large and there are activities for the whole family, including a little track for the kids to rip some stunts and multiple playgrounds. You could even rent one of these things, if you really want to. After exploring Lumphini Park and spending a lot of time watching the lizards, we walked over to the nearby Benjakitti Park. We used Google Maps to navigate and were directed to a raised pathway connecting the two parks. It took about 35 minutes to walk between. There is a lot to do and see at this park. We ended up spending about 2 hours here. It's really cool how the city of Bangkok prioritizes green space. Even though we visited in January, there were still so many beautiful and unique flowers to enjoy. We didn't see any of these animals in the park, but I would suggest you, your pets, and any children stay on the path just to be safe. There is a track around the lake, and I'm not a runner, but I would imagine this could be a great place to run since you can do loops and the air quality is a little better than running on city streets. For those coming to town for a conference or large event, this area is very close to the Queen Sirikit National Convention Center. By this time, we were ready for lunch and walked about 25 minutes to a restaurant called Mercy Republic. They had really tasty food and bright purple butterfly pea flower tea, which is a Thai special. After fueling up, find the closest metro stop and head to the Grand Palace. Bangkok's metro system is top-notch. The trains are clean and fast, and tickets are inexpensive. Google Maps will tell you exactly where to get on and off the metro. It's super easy to navigate, and the trains have excellent notifications in both Thai and English. Now, the Grand Palace is a super touristy thing to do, but I promise it's worth it if you're someone who appreciates culture, history, architecture, and art. There are some things you need to know before coming here. Most importantly, the dress code. Shoulders and knees have to be covered, and athleisure isn't allowed. So no yoga pants. Sorry, y'all. The Grand Palace complex has deep spiritual and cultural significance. Complying with the dress code shows respect for the local customs and traditions. If you don't follow the dress code, you will be denied entry. There is a really magnificent temple in the palace complex that is definitely worth visiting. You'll need to take off your shoes before going inside. There are shoe racks outside, but we just put our shoes in my backpack. There are other attractions in the complex and surrounding area too, including the massive, famous, reclining Buddha statue. Once you're done at the Grand Palace complex, head over to Khao Road. The walk over is not particularly pleasant, but once you get there, it's a great vibe. There are tons of street vendors and bars, and it is mostly a pedestrian-only area. We ate dinner at a wonderful restaurant, which had a unique and delicious menu. We definitely recommend this spot. To recap, so far we have gone to Lumphini and Benjakitti parks, explored the beautiful Grand Palace complex, and stopped by the lively Khao Road. Day 2 also starts with a park visit. We went to Queen Sirikit Park and the adjacent parks, which are in the northeast part of Bangkok. Since we were staying in the Sukhumvit area of Bangkok, we took the BTS SkyTrain to get here. We wandered around for a while and stumbled upon a butterfly garden and insectarium in the middle of the park. Entry was completely free. We saw cool plants and butterflies, along with some other tiny friends. We kept strolling through the park and found some really interesting gardens and ecosystems too. And I gotta say, we are big fans of squirrels, so watching these little critters scurry around was definitely a highlight as well. Next, we stopped by Red Building Vintage Chatuchak, which is super close to the park. This building had so many floors of interesting things to look at. The first floor was focused on home decor and jewelry, and then at least 4 floors were focused on clothes and accessories. Most of the clothes were vintage, but some clothes and goods, like sunglasses, were definitely newer. A real fashion enthusiast could easily spend hours here. Once you get your fill of the Red Building, you can check out the nearby Chatuchak Weekend Market. There are a ton of random items in this market. We really liked the furniture and art. However, we did not like the exotic animal market. It was just really, really sad. So let's move on to happier things. All right, next up, we definitely suggest a visit to the arts district called Talat Noi. You can check out local art, shops, and food here. The street art is super playful, vibrant, and fun. We wandered around the neighborhood and saw so many impressive pieces. There are also more vintage and boutique shops, along with other hidden treasures. There's an art gallery / cafe / store called Art Focus Bangkok that is also worth stopping by. Next door to this spot, there are even more galleries and shops. All right, that's a wrap on activities. 48 hours in Bangkok goes by so quickly. Now let's talk transportation, lodging, and a few random but important travel tips. In Bangkok, they don't have Uber or Lyft, but they do have similar services, including a company called Grab. We used Grab to get to and from the airport. When getting around the city, we mostly walked or used public transit like the metro or SkyTrain. There is a lot of traffic in Bangkok, and very few electric vehicles, so the pollution was a little intense for me. I definitely suggest wearing a mask if you're someone who has asthma or gets sick easily. Take it from someone who learned the hard way. I didn't do this at first and got a sinus infection within 36 hours. Now on to lodging. We stayed at 2 very different hotels in Bangkok, the Royal Orchid Sheraton and the Aloft Sukhumvit 11. You really can't go wrong with either of these hotels. The Royal Orchid Sheraton was close to Talat Noi and further from nightlife than the Aloft. Our room was nice though, and the hotel amenities included 2 rooftop pools, a sauna, restaurants, and bars. The hotel even offered a complimentary ferry to cross the river for guests who wanted to visit the mall or other destinations. The Aloft Sukhumvit 11 is a Marriott hotel that was perfectly positioned for people coming to Bangkok to party. Even if you don't want to party though, the central location is pretty convenient, plus the pool had a great view and the hotel was quiet. All right, that's a wrap. Let us know if you want to learn anything else about our time in Bangkok. Thank you so much for watching What You Don't See.